Have you ever promised yourself that tomorrow will be different? But tomorrow comes and nothing changes. You imagine success, respect, freedom. A life where problems no longer control you. Yet when the moment to act arrives, your energy disappears. If this feels familiar, this story is about you. In a quiet town surrounded by dusty roads and endless fields, there lived a young man named Armin. He was strong, intelligent, and full of ideas about how to become successful. People often heard him say, "One day I will build something great, something everyone will remember." But that day never seemed to come. Every morning the town woke early. Shops opened, tools clanged, engines started. Workers moved with purpose, chasing the day before it slipped away. Armin, however, watched from his window, still lying in bed. He always believed he had plenty of time. His friends worked long hours saving money and learning new skills. Armin preferred long conversations about future plans that sounded impressive but required no effort. He could describe success perfectly, step by step. He just never took the first step himself. When someone asked why he hadn't started yet, he would smile confidently. "Big things take planning," he would say. "I'm waiting for the right moment." The truth was simple. He was afraid of discomfort. Waiting felt easier than trying. One afternoon an old mechanic named Karim noticed Armin sitting idly near his workshop. The old man had built his life with grease-stained hands and sleepless nights. He watched Armin for a long time before speaking. "Tell me, what are you building with all this free time?" Armin laughed. "Something big. You'll see. I just haven't started yet." Karim nodded slowly, as if he had heard those words many times before. Without another comment, he handed Armin a small rusted key. "Come tomorrow morning before sunrise." Armin almost didn't go. His bed felt warm, the morning air cold. But curiosity pulled him out the door. When he arrived, Karim led him to an abandoned warehouse at the edge of town. Dust covered everything like forgotten memories. Inside stood two machines. One looked new but silent. The other was old, noisy, and already running slowly. Karim pointed at them. "Both can make money, but only one will survive." Armin didn't understand. "The new machine," Karim explained, "needs daily work, oil, attention. If you ignore it, it will rust before it ever runs." He then pointed to the old one. "This one runs by itself, but it eats power and destroys everything around it." Armin watched the old machine shaking violently, grinding the floor beneath it. It worked without guidance, without purpose, just consuming energy. The new machine stood quiet, full of potential but lifeless. Karim looked directly into Armin's eyes. "Your life is exactly like this room," the old man said softly. "Your potential is that new machine. Your habits, your comfort, your endless delaying, that is the other one. Whichever you feed will control your future." Armin felt uneasy but tried to hide it. "So what should I do?" he asked casually. Karim handed him a small oil can. "Come every day and maintain the new machine." First day was easy. The second day felt unnecessary. By the third day, Armin convinced himself it didn't matter. He skipped one morning, then another. Soon he stopped coming entirely. Weeks later he returned out of boredom. The warehouse looked different now. The new machine was covered in rust. Frozen, useless. The old machine roared louder than ever, tearing the floor apart. The noise was unbearable. Metal screaming against metal. Sparks flashed across the dark room like warning signs. Armin stepped back, fear tightening his chest. "What happened here?" he whispered. Karim appeared from the shadows, as if he had been expecting him. "You stopped coming," the old man said calmly. "The quiet machine needed you. The destructive one did not." Armin had no answer. He touched the new machine. Rust flaked off onto his fingers. It felt cold, lifeless, abandoned. "This could have built your future," Karim said. "But neglect is also a choice." The old machine suddenly jolted, cracking part of the floor. Dust fell from the ceiling like silent judgment. It grows stronger the more you ignore your purpose, Karim continued. It feeds on wasted time. For the first time, Armin saw his life clearly. Late mornings, endless scrolling, empty conversations, delayed plans, not dramatic failures. Just slow decay. The kind that steals years without making a sound. His voice trembled. Can it still be fixed? Karim looked at the rusted machine, then back at him. Yes, but not easily. Anything valuable demands effort. The next morning before sunrise, Armin returned. The warehouse was freezing, silent except for the violent machine. He forced himself to begin cleaning the rust. Each movement felt heavier than the last. His hands ached, his back burned. His motivation faded quickly. Several times he thought about quitting. No one would know, his mind whispered. But he stayed. Day after day he returned. Oil, cleaning, tightening bolts, learning how it worked. Slowly the machine began to move. First a twitch. Then a small turn. Then a steady hum. At the same time something else changed. The destructive machine grew weaker. Without constant wasted energy feeding it, its noise softened. Its movement slowed. Months passed. Armin no longer needed an alarm to wake up. Purpose pulled him out of bed before the sun did. Work that once felt painful now felt natural. Effort became routine. One morning, the new machine roared to life, powerful, smooth, unstoppable. It filled the warehouse with controlled strength instead of chaos. Armin stepped back, stunned at what he had rebuilt. Not just the machine himself. The old machine sputtered weakly in the corner. Cracks surrounded it, but it no longer dominated the room. Karim nodded with quiet pride. Now you understand. Success isn't built in one heroic moment, the old man said. It is built in small, boring actions repeated every day. Most people don't fail because they can't. They fail because they stop. Armin listened carefully. Years later, Armin became one of the most respected men in the town. Not because he talked about big dreams, but because he showed up every single day. People trusted consistency more than promises. Yet he never forgot the warehouse. Whenever he felt himself slipping into comfort again, he remembered the sound of that destructive machine. And the silence of the rusted one. Dear listener, that warehouse exists in your life too. One part of you builds. The other destroys. One requires effort. The other runs automatically. Every day you decide which one gets your energy. You don't need perfect motivation. You don't need the perfect time. You only need to start, and keep going, even when it feels small, even when it feels slow. Because time will pass anyway. The only question is what will grow during that time. Strength or regret, progress or rust. So if you have been waiting for a sign, this is it. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not negotiate with comfort. Start today. Before your quiet machine forgets how to move. And when success finally arrives, it will not feel like luck or magic. It will feel like something you quietly built, piece by piece. Day after day, decision after decision.